Now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and get to this amazing panel because we are joined by three amazing individuals. We have Nikita, the founder at CareerFlow AI, Stephanie Keller, the Chief Learning Officer at New Paths, and Malik Brown, President and CEO at Graduate Philadelphia. Let's go ahead and get started, though. We're going to kick right into it. So, Nikita, as the founder of CareerFlow AI, what job search strategies do you recommend for individuals to adapt to today's job market and stay ahead of the curve?
Thank you, first of all, I think to Shannon for having us this amazing group here, and then obviously for organizing the event. And to answer your question, hi everyone, this is Nikita, one of the co-founders of CareerFlow.ai. I think in terms of the job strategy, definitely there are tons and tons of strategies which I can share, but I will quickly start in that networking is important for sure. So I think I have met tons and tons of job seekers in last 3 days in this event, and they're coming and trying to share that what skills they have. So if you are organizing or going in any such event, please make sure that you go in and meet everyone, share at least 3 pointers that what exactly make you stand out in the crowd, and then obviously connect with them on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is very, very important for a professional networking website. And then make sure that you have your updated resume handy whenever you are going and meeting anyone. So these are few of the strategies which I generally recommend, making sure that you are doing it in the right way.
All right, I love it, I love it, I love it. So to recap, just to make sure that they were listening over there in the crowd, you said make sure that you connect with them on LinkedIn, have your resume up to date, and of course, do your work, do that pre-work.
For sure. Yep.
All right, awesome, fantastic. Stephanie, I want to bring you up right real quick. So in your role as the Chief Learning Officer at New Paths, what advice do you offer to individuals considering alternative learning options for career development?
So as the Chief Learning Officer, we at New Paths have students coming from all different directions, all different, pathways to get here. Some of the things that I would initially, say to students is, and I would say it to anybody, be an explorer. Go in there, don't be afraid, try to learn as much as you can, and find those ways that you can stay ahead of the curve and be on the cutting edge. Within New Paths, we do offer, training to help you stay there, but I would encourage anyone, look at those different ways of staying an explorer, learn as much as you can, be a lifelong learner, and try to make that path for yourself.
Be an explorer.
Yes.
All right, I love it. How many explorers do we have out here today? Oh, I can hear them too. Make some noise, explorers.
Thank you. Good.
All right, awesome. Okay, Malik, so as the CEO of Graduate Philadelphia, what specific skill and competencies do you believe are essential for individuals to succeed in the evolving landscape of work?
Yeah, so Jamal and to the Diverse Tech team, thank you so much for having Graduate Philadelphia be a part of this amazing conference. Stephanie, I love the idea of being an explorer, so I think I'm going to have to borrow that. But I would say, number one, the ability to cultivate career resilience. I think both Stephanie and Nikita mentioned the idea of lifelong learning. In today's, disruptions that are happening in the workplace, we have to constantly, I think, reinvent ourselves and to make sure that we are that explorer, that lifelong learner. We have to be nimble and adaptable to these disruptions and constantly looking for mentorship, sponsorship, and just new learning opportunities. Right? It doesn't always mean going to a classroom, but it sometimes means showing up at events like this, making sure that you're connecting with those that sort of been there, done that, and have the know-how, and just begin to build those kind of relationships that will eventually turn into whether it's a mentorship, a mentor or a sponsor, or someone that can just be there to provide that kind of guidance. I would say, the idea of power skills is something that's universal, as well as has sort of have seen the test of time. So whether you call them power skills or soft skills, right? These are the analytical skills, critical thinking, problem solving, leadership and social influence, and just the kind of social and emotional intelligence. And so these kind of skills are even more critical today than they were 20, 30 years ago. particularly for front to mid-skill workers that are looking to advance, to more executive level roles. I would say certainly, lastly, just the idea of self-management and self-advocacy. You are going to be your best advocate, right? No one is going to, be your own GPS career navigator. You have to do that for yourself. There are great organizations like, the folks that are sitting on this panel with me. But you are going to be your best advocate. You know what your life and career aspirations are. There are lots of resources out there available. You just have to lean in and be your best advocate.
All right, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Now, you bring up a really good point. You mentioned showing up to events like this. And if I look to my right, I noticed that there are 3 different exhibits, one for each member of this panel. So I'm going to start with Malik. Malik, with Graduate Philadelphia, how do they help individuals develop those skills?
Sure. So our mission is to support native Philadelphians who are working the front lines every day in occupations that are really the lifeblood of our city. So whether it's healthcare, whether it's retail, we're known as an eds and meds city. These are individuals that are rolling their sleeves up every day, feeding their family, going to work, being a part of their faith-based community, but they still lack a credential, whether it's a workforce credential or an academic degree, to really see the kind of social and economic mobility that's needed, for them to achieve their life and career aspirations. So we have a methodology that's called Career Integrated Learning Advising that really brings the very best of career services, academic advising, life coaching into one solution that really allows that adult or that family to explore, both life and career goals. And then creating an adaptive plan that will allow that individual, that household, that family to achieve their life and career goals. So we call it CILA, C-I-L-A, Career Integrated Learning Advising, and our coaches and our advisors, we call them navigators, are actually in the booth over to the right, and I would encourage each of you to introduce yourselves to our Graduate Philadelphia team.
All right, thank you. Now, Nikita, you have been here all week, rocking your booth. I love the booth, Career AI. It's over there in the blue if you guys have not already stopped by. But Nikita, can you tell the group how you and Career AI can help them?
Yeah, so careerflow.ai is an AI co-pilot for your career, and we are building one-stop solution for your job search. So we have tools around resume, LinkedIn, cover letter, mock interview. In fact, we do have networking and salary negotiation help as well. So I think in the current market where recession, layoffs, people are just losing their jobs, we thought of building a platform or a place where anyone from any background can come and get their dream jobs. We have been in the market for less than 2 years, but we have reached over 500,000 users, and I think we have been able to help thousands of people land their dream jobs. So if you are really interested or struggling in terms of getting the right help, especially on the job search side, we are right there. Feel free to reach out, and I'm more than happy to talk more.
Okay, numbers are powerful. Did you say 500,000?
Yes. Wow. Yes.
In 2 years?
Less than 2 years.
Less than 2 years, 500,000 people. If you are not already over there at Career AI, you need to make sure that you stop by there before we're done. All right. Stephanie, kicking it over to you. Your booth over here is here as well with New Path. Can you explain to the group, to the audience, about New Path?
Yes. So New Paths, which is co-founded by Harrisburg University, is kind of that alternative path for people. It's a 6-month IT training, and we have 8 different programs. Some of them are focused specifically on IT roles, but the goal is that you're working towards building those skills and knowledge and industry-recognized certifications for a specific job role, like IT security analyst or technical support specialist. And then we also have a little bit of another side there where we get into that creative side with digital marketing assistant, associate website developer. Now, with all of our programs, they are 6 months. Students can earn 4 to 6 certifications and also college credits. Now, I tell you all this because I'm very passionate about New Path, simply because I was one of those people that I went to a few classes right out of high school for college. I didn't like it. I left. I quit and I went to work. I wanted to make money. That was my deal. And then many years later, and I say many years later, I finally decided that I did want to go back to school. So I did go back, and I went to Harrisburg University, and I earned my bachelor's in interactive media. I graduated December 2017, so it just tells you how long ago it was. So I was in high school. But January 2018, I learned about New Paths, and I went, where was this for me all my life? Because this would have been perfect for me. I wasn't one of those people that wanted to go directly to college. I wanted to do something. I wanted to learn more, but I like the way that New Paths is set up, that it gives you some of those opportunities for those certifications that look good on your resume. And also, if you want to go back to school later on or you get that job, they might offer college alternatives or college opportunities. You can use the college credits that you earn with us. So for me, I'm very passionate about helping people reach those goals and to get into that field. And we have career changers, we have people that are upskilling. It's a whole multitude of students that come through the program.
All right, that's awesome. That is awesome. So once again, if you have not checked out New Paths, please make sure you head that way. Fantastic. I believe it's an orange booth, orange red?
Yeah. Orange and pink, yeah.
All right. So you can't miss it. Real bold, vibrant colors. Fantastic. Now, I'd like to go ahead and pose this particular question over to Stephanie again. And we're going to keep Stephanie on the horn.
Okay.
Do you mind? No?
Sure, let's do this.
All right. So, Stephanie, how does New Paths help professionals navigate their challenges and opportunities presented by technological shifts in their careers?
So, again, I want students to be explorers, and I tell them that from day one. But we use a lot of different training platforms that have simulations where you're working with some of that software that you would use in that field. But the nice thing about it that I love is that you're in a safe environment. And, if something goes wrong, it's okay. And I would also encourage that you need to step out of your comfort zone and try some of those new things, and it's okay to make mistakes. How many people, you can name them, millions of celebrities and everybody like that have made mistakes, and it's turned out to be a good thing. We learn so much when we fail and we do things wrong. And I think it's important that, students know that it's okay to fail, but that you'll learn from that and you'll grow from that and you're going to gain new knowledge and skills with it. So I again, go back to that explorer and just try things. Try something new.
You may fail, but try anyways. Yeah. All right. Be that explorer. Let's carry over to Nikita. So I know that while both Stephanie and Malik are more focused on the learning side of things, with career.ai, it's more about that job search. Yeah. So I'd like to know from your perspective in the job search, how does your tool and your company help them navigate their journey?
Sure. I think just adding to what Stephanie said, so the company was started because of my own personal story. I was a job seeker in 2020 and I was struggling right and left, and that was one of the major motivation to give back to the community and make an impact. So if you are a job seeker and if you're struggling, you're not sure why are you getting rejected, why are you getting ghosted, what is the real reason that your resume is not matching with the roles you've been applying for consistently? Or let's say you recently graduated. I know everyone is graduating. This is like the peak time for graduation. And companies like big tech companies are not hiring. Amazon is not hiring. Google is not hiring. In fact, they're doing a lot of layoffs. So in that case, you can come to the platform. We do have a freemium model. So 60% of the platform is free for you to use. And it's a Chrome extension plus a web app. So you can download it and start using it. And with every role you've been applying for, you can create a personalized resume. You can create a personalized LinkedIn profile, in fact, cover letter. You can start preparing for mock interviews. So the goal is to provide you a one-stop solution where you come in and navigate through each and every step which is required in the job search. And that is what we are focusing on the directly job seeker side. But for B2B organizations like universities, boot camps, career coaches, we do provide a dashboard where you can track and manage your students as well. So it's both B2C plus B2B side of it, helping job seekers land their dream jobs.
And can I just add, we've been talking about what Nikita does here, and at NewPass, we like to bring in career services, and we're looking to talk about more what
Love
you do.
that. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you.
All right, we got synergy going on. Not only that, but I'm pretty sure I heard a pretty key term for a lot of job seekers. Was that free for?
It's called
for part of the model?
freemium.
Freemium.
Yes. So as I said, careerflow.ai is an impact-driven company. For us, we believe in giving back rather than just generating revenue. So 60% of the platform is still free to use. So if you are a job seeker who don't have a money to pay, it's fine. Just use the free version of the platform. It won't help on the AI side of it, but it will still help you figure out a lot of things which you are still clueless. Like one of the most important thing in job search is getting ghosted and getting auto-generated rejections. So we do have a skill matching tool which helps you figure out that why are you getting rejected. So that is one of the reasons.
That's just amazing. That's just amazing. So really, there is no entry to access there.
Yeah, there's no entry, and even if you're coming from any background or any location specific, feel free to use it because we are not agnostic to like any location or any particular field or area.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Malik,
Yes, sir.
it's been a minute. How are you doing over there?
All right, I'm hanging in there.
All right, fantastic. So, I'd like to know, what advice would you offer to individuals who feel overwhelmed about the technological changes in the industry?
Yeah, so I would say that we all need to kind of exhale and give ourselves a little bit of grace. I think over the last 3 to 5 years, we've gone through COVID. We've gone through the political unrest in our country because of George Floyd. We've gone through, a downturn in our economy, right? And so I think, just taking a breath and just understanding that there were some significant political, societal, economic disruptions that happened to us, and there's going to take some time for us to kind of bounce back, as a society. And I think, a lot of these things that I just mentioned, there was a pervasive impact, particularly on lower income communities. So I think that's important just to flag and to note. One, I would say that we have to acknowledge that this is overwhelming at times, due to these kind of technological disruptions. And so, whoever your village is, right? Mentors, sponsors, family, friends, teachers, lean into your network. I always talk about the importance of social capital. And that's oftentimes a value that sometimes colleges or workforce providers don't really talk about the importance of social capital. We talk about the importance of credentialing and technical skills, but it's really, the people around you, the folks that are on this stage, the folks that are sitting next to you. These are the folks that are, due to like economic sort of disruptions, that when you need a job, you're going to have to call into your social network, right? Because these fluctuations in our economy are always going to happen. There's always going to be ebbs and flows, right? But your social capital is what can sustain you. I would also say, do a skills inventory, right? I am a big believer in reinventing yourself every few years. So do a skills inventory, identify where your strengths are, and then identify where your potential gaps are, and then create a plan with someone to help actually fill those gaps. And there's so many great workforce development providers. There's so many great institutions of higher learning. There's a lot of free resources online where you can actually address some of your skill gaps. I would say have a commitment to lifelong learning. I think that's been a theme that we've all heard from my colleagues up here. And then I would also say lean in to the disruption of automation, digitization, AI, future of work. We've been talking about the future of work for 20 years, but coming out of COVID, that technological acceleration, has grown exponentially, right? And now I think, we already are seeing examples of communities that are just being left behind by the advancement of technology. And so I would say let's not run from it, let's lean into it, and let's find the mentors and the support resources that can help us through this technological disruption.
Now, you brought up mentors and sponsors in both of the last responses, and I believe that there's one phrase that you really called out, that stood out, was social capital. Can you expand on that a little bit for the audience? I would love to hear more about social capital, what that really means, and how we can start to build that.
I wasn't expecting that follow-up, so I'm going to think on my feet here. So for me, social capital is really just the intentional way that we go about building relationships that are not transactional, but that are authentic and genuine and sincere. So it's not necessarily the idea of just showing up for a conference like this, but it's how do you then follow up? How do you then make deposits into people versus just withdrawals, right? So I use an analogy around an ATM machine. If you're just making withdrawals from relationships, then you're gonna deplete, right, your currency, right? But if you are making investments in people and other people, you put good out into the universe, it'll come back, right? And so I'm a big believer that relationships takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. But if you keep just staying engaged, investing, trying to make others better, using your strengths to make your company better, to make your church better, to make your family better, that is the importance of social currency. And again, I want to say that I think in certain communities, particularly, I'm a first generation college student. My mother barely got out of high school, but she did lean into hard work, right? But that was the only thing that she knew, like go to school and work really hard. There was not one lesson my mom gave me on the importance of building relationships because she just did not have that experience around social currency and social capital. And so I would encourage everyone that yes, credentialing is important, your IQ and your knowledge and your capabilities, all those things are important. But I would say that your social currency and your social capital are equally or more important for you to achieve some of your life and career aspirations.
All right. Now, with that in mind, because what I'm hearing is that while traditional education may be important, the alternatives can also be as important or even more so. I want to kick this over to Stephanie. Stephanie, how do you perceive the value of alternative learning pathways in comparison to traditional education, especially within the tech community?
So I think the alternative educational pathways, it kind of gets you into the field a little bit faster. When I was in college, I had to take a lot of extra courses that maybe there were parts of it that I might take away with it, but what I like with NewPass is that we focus on what do you need just for that job role. So it's very hyper-focused on what you need. Whereas when you're looking at that college-based, education, they're adding in a multitude, making you more well-rounded, obviously. But the goal, with those alternative options are to allow you to make that change, allow you to stay ahead, and then, also have that opportunity if career changing is in your future, great, then you have that. But it's also looking at those different ways that maybe you just want upskilling. So it's just different opportunities to be that lifelong learner and build in different ways of getting to that end goal.
All right. So you find the path that works for you. You explore you.
Explore.
Yes. All right. Awesome. Nikita, question for you, especially as it pertains to the AI focus, right? How can individuals leverage technology for their job search?
I think as what Malik was saying, that with new things coming up, especially AI coming up, like definitely as a job seeker, we should take leverage of AI because we don't know as a job seeker that AI is being leveraged on the other side of the table. Like recruiters and companies are using AI to shortlist the candidates. They are using systems like applicant tracking system, which stands for ATS, to reject your resume or your application. So keeping these things in mind as a job seeker, we should make sure that there are so many steps in the whole job search process which is being done manually, and using the AI as well as other technologies, you can automate the process. You can reduce your manual, rather than spending 1 hour to do a resume writing or a resume review, you can use Career Flow's AI is like resume builder to do the same thing in 5 minutes. So that's where AI should be leveraged in the right way. But on top of it, you need to also understand that AI is not 100% correct. So we need to monitor, like especially because it's about career. So if you are just going to chat GPT and generating something by giving a prompt, just don't blindly copy paste it. Because if you're doing it, I don't know if people have heard this news that recruiters are saying today that all the cover letters look exactly same. All the things mentioned in resumes look same. Answers, people are like they're doing mock interviews and they're just cramming or they're learning from ChatGPT. And because of which, when you go into the job search market, people can really see that it's being generated through AI. So don't make that mistake, because if you're doing that, then you're not standing out in the crowd, and then you will also feel like why I'm getting rejected. Because on the other side of the table, all those things are similar and they are not like looks like generated through a human. So use AI, but use it in the right way by just not like leveraging 100% and depending on AI.
All right, all right, all right. So with that in mind, can you share a story about how your company has helped an individual in their job search?
Sure. I can share a story about an individual, a woman who's been an immigrant. She reached out to me like 2 years back. She got married, she moved here, she was looking for a job, kind of a similar story like me. And she messaged me on LinkedIn one day saying that, Nikita, it's been over an year. I got married, I relocated here, I started looking for jobs, and I haven't been able to land a single interview call. She had a good experience back in India. But when she relocated, she had no degree, she had no experience, and she was just getting right and rejected. And I think one of the reasons was COVID, and then recession started. So then I was like, okay, I would love to see your resume. And obviously we helped her on our LinkedIn profile, her resume, cover letter, mock interview, everything. And within a month, like even maybe less than a month, she started getting interview calls. And right now she's working with Amazon. So she messaged me after landing that job offer.
Claps. Go ahead and clap.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that is I think the real impact, that every single day when someone comes in my DM and be like, thank you Nikita for posting content, thank you Nikita for building the company, thank you Nikita for doing what you're doing. I think that is what gives me like motivation to continue what I'm doing and impacting every day lots and lots of people. I think that's what careerflow.ai is all about.
Oh, that is amazing. And of course, that round of applause for that Amazon worker. That is fantastic. That is fantastic.
Thank you.
Definitely. Stephanie, I would love to hear how New Paths has helped others. Can you give us a story about that?
Well, I have a lot of stories, but I'm going to narrow it down to just two.
All right.
Okay?
Just two. Let's take it.
I know we're on a timeline. So we did have one student, and within a year, she posted on her LinkedIn, and she said, within a year, I was 8 months pregnant. I left my job at the ER. I started searching for a new path. I came to New Paths. I graduated from New Paths. My son is now 9 months old. I've graduated, and now I have a new career. She was hired within a month or so after graduation. And I love that because she earned 4 certifications while she was in the program. She worked so hard to get there, and she changed everything. You know, everything that she had started out, which she thought she knew, she decided, technology is the direction I want to go, and she did it. She set her mind to it, and she did it. And, you know, I have another story, too. I have another student that was very determined. She went through every course. She tried so hard. She didn't pass any certifications, but she walked away with knowledge and skills, and I want to say within maybe 6 months, she started working as an apprentice in a technology career. And I just saw her the other week and gave her a hug because she's like, I'm still here, I love it, I'm learning so much. So it was a great progress of time for her and a good path for her to get into something that would help her to even learn more. So just a few little things.
That's awesome. That really resonates with what you mentioned earlier. Try either way. Mm-hmm. You either make it or you fail, but you're always moving forward. And in both of those situations, they're in a better spot.
Absolutely. That's what I think. Everybody thinks you have to like succeed in everything. And it's like, no, if you have that determination and that dedication, you can do anything that you set your mind to.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, we've heard from Career.ai, we've heard from New Paths. I would love to hear about a success story from Graduate Philadelphia.
Yeah, I'll be brief. For me, it's, as my colleague said, there's lots of stories, right? We do this work, because we all are servant leaders, right? And we want to help, right? So this is, this is graduation season, right? All over the country, folks are graduating, whether it's industry certifications or whether it's a college degree. This is graduation season, and it is so rewarding when we hear from an adult learner. We serve primarily adult learners who will say to us, you know what, it took me 5 or 6 or 7 years, but I finally did it. I completed my associate's degree. And what is even more rewarding is when we have an older adult that might be in their 40s or 50s, and they have a younger person in the household, right, a child, and they'll say that because of my journey as an adult, as a parent or a guardian, because I was able to complete, it actually showed a positive example for my child in my household. And now we have 2 college graduates in the same household. And that is always just extremely rewarding to hear. The one person that comes to mind, we had an individual who came to us who had over 20 years of experience in governmental roles. And this individual never had any IT background. And you can't do this work in this field without good partnerships. So one of our employer corporate partnerships is Accenture. Some of you may know Accenture as a consulting and technology global firm. And one of their managing partners is actually on our board of directors from our organization. And they have a global learning management system called Skills Plus, in which IT is one of the foundational verticals or modules that are offered. And we got this individual enrolled in this Skills Plus platform via Accenture. And she was able to, basically get some basic IT foundational support. We were able then to reach out to some of our other program partners to get her into then a more advanced IT program, and we're now at the point where she has a number of interviews lined up, and we are anxiously awaiting to see where she lands. So if I come back next year, I'll let you know where she lands. Hopefully it's Amazon or Apple or Google somewhere.
Now you say if, I'm going to say when you come back next year. Yeah. And a huge shout out to Accenture. How many of you went to the mixer yesterday? Exactly. Take the time, enjoy your time, connect with others, and make this worthwhile. All right, now I know we're coming close on our time, but I do want to make sure that we are opening up for questions. Do we have any questions from the audience? Oh, this is awesome. No questions means that you guys did a fantastic job. I love it. All right, well, since we do have a little bit more time, I want to open it up to the panelists. Is there anything else that you'd like to share to the audience, with the audience today?
I can just say, trust yourself, believe in yourself, and continue your journey. Even if you think you're getting rejected, not having a direction, just try, like Stephanie said. And not every day looks same, but tomorrow is a new day, so just continue your journey and trust your skills. Whoever says anything, or even if people are telling you that you can't, just believe in yourself.
And I'll add to that, soft skills are really very, very important. I have a friend that was in IT, but honestly, he went from tech to manager to director because he had awesome soft skills. And it was to the point that the president of the company was requesting him because he had these amazing soft skills. Did he have all the technical experience? No, but he would say, I'm not sure, but I'll find out, So I guess what I'm saying is the soft skills are really important, but then I also want to add in there from what you said, don't be afraid. Try something new. I'm going to tell you, I've made changes over the past few years. I've done things, and somebody once said to me, when we're afraid to do something, fear is just excitement on pause. So that excitement is there. You just got to go for it. So whatever it is that you want to do today, or maybe you're thinking about it or not sure, take that step and move forward and just try it.
If that's not already on a t-shirt, it needs to be. Fear is just excitement on pause. I like that. I like that.
I would just say, just to put a pin, find your tribe. I think that's the name of the company, Tribaja, is really finding your tribe, and I think lean into that. Some relationships are easier than others, but I think any one of us, any one of the panelists here, I'm sure will be willing to lean in and help. Find us on LinkedIn, catch us before we leave, and just find your tribe. And then when you find your tribe, I think you'll find a home in the community that will be supportive of both your life and your career aspirations.
All right, fantastic. Well, I want to thank each and every one of the panelists today on behalf of Tribaja. On behalf of myself, this is a fantastic time. Thank you so
Thanks
much.
to you as
Thank
well.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, I thank you. And thank you each and every one of you all today for staying out with us. It's been great. It's been a pleasure. My name is Jamal Brooks. I met with Stephanie, Nikita, and Malik. Thank you.
Thank you.